Hello and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. First, let's watch a clip.
In this beginner-friendly video, you'll follow me and my mom as we use natural beginner English to cook a full Thanksgiving meal.
All right, let's follow him and his mom as they use natural beginner English. First, this is not correct.
I think now we just sit
Dude,
and
these
wait.
berries are looking sweet.
Do you want to taste that to see how it tastes like?
I'm sure it's good.
I cannot say, do you want to taste that to see how it tastes like? Why not? We cannot use how and like together in the same sentence like this. I cannot say to see how it tastes like. So how do you say it correctly? I can say, do you want to taste that to see how it tastes? I cannot use like with how, only how. To see how it tastes. Not to see how it tastes like, just to see how it tastes. So can we use like in this situation? Sure, but we have to change how to a different word. We have to use what. To see what it tastes like. This is correct. So I can say to see how it tastes or to see what it tastes like. These are the two correct ways to say it. I cannot say to see how it tastes like. Don't use how and like together in the same sentence like this. Example, he wants to see how it tastes. Or I can say he wants to see what it tastes like. Let's practice. Does he want to see how it tastes? That's right, he wants to see how it tastes. Does he want to see what it tastes like? That's right, he wants to see what it tastes like. So we see in English, we have rules about how we use how and like, also the way and call. It's very confusing. So keep watching until the end of this video to practice more and get a complete explanation. This is also not correct.
What now? I see you're making some cranberry or something here.
Yes.
You're making something, some cranberry, or something here? We cannot say this. I cannot say some cranberry. Cranberry is a countable noun. I have to say some cranberries. Are you making some cranberries or something here? You can say that, but not some cranberry. Some cranberries. Example, she's cooking cranberries or something. Let's practice. Is she cooking some cranberries or something? That's right, she's cooking some cranberries or something. This is also not correct.
And
Okay.
in order to spice and put some herbs in, I need you to go and get me some from the garden, please. And then when you bring me the herbs, it will be ready to go into the oven.
I'm not really a gardener, nor am I a professional on different herbs and spices. I put all the herbs inside this metal bowl, and these right here, these are scissors. What is in the butter?
And there is some lemon peel inside, and I also have chopped herbs.
Herbs? We do not pronounce the word herbs. Not in America and not in Canada. It's pronounced herbs. The H is silent. So whether I say herbs or herbal, the root is the same, so the H is silent. Example, she likes to cook with fresh herbs. Let's practice. Does she like to cook with fresh herbs? That's right, she likes to cook with fresh herbs. What about you? Do you like to cook with fresh herbs? Tell me which ones. Let me know in the comments. Now let's practice with herbal tea. My wife likes herbal tea. She likes chamomile. This word is pronounced chamomile. She likes to drink chamomile tea before she goes to bed. She says it's relaxing. She likes herbal tea, but I don't like it. I like regular tea. Earl Grey. Let's practice. Does she drink herbal tea every night? That's right, she drinks herbal tea every night. This is also not correct.
I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to just break, because it will melt. I'm just going to break the 1/4 cup of butter that's solid.
Break this butter? We don't break butter. We need a phrasal verb here. We need the phrasal verb break up. When you break something up into pieces, into different pieces, we need a phrasal verb. We need break up. You can break up the butter into little pieces, and that's what she's doing. She's breaking up the butter. Let's practice. What is she doing? Is she breaking up the butter for her recipe? That's right, she's breaking up the butter for her recipe. I cannot say she's breaking the butter. Use the phrasal verb, break up. She's breaking up the butter. This is also not correct.
Once the potatoes are done boiling, we'll put it on the parchment paper there on the pan.
Once the potatoes are done boiling, we'll put it on the parchment paper? We're talking about potatoes here. We cannot say we'll put it on the parchment paper. We have to say them. We'll put them on the parchment paper. Because we're talking about potatoes, and this is a plural noun. So it's correct to say when the potatoes are done boiling, we'll put them on the parchment paper. Not put it, but put them. Let's practice. When the potatoes are done boiling, is he going to put them on the parchment paper? That's right. When the potatoes are done boiling, he's going to put them on the parchment paper. And your question is, what is parchment paper? It's a special kind of paper for cooking. You can put it in the oven. This is also not correct.
Let's put a little bit of paprika on it. Maybe I'll grab some smoked paprika from here.
What is paprika?
It's a spice. So we're just going to...
Where is it from? Do you know?
I'm not sure, but I know this is smoked paprika.
Paprika? We do not roll our R's in English. Not in America and not in Canada. We do not say paprika. The R is voiced, not rolled. The sound is So the word is paprika. Paprika, not paprika, but paprika. It's a spice and it's red. I cook a lot of dishes with paprika. And so does she. She cooks a lot of dishes with paprika. Let's practice. Does she cook a lot of dishes with paprika? That's right, she cooks a lot of dishes with paprika. This is also not correct.
Okay, so you can see the potatoes are steaming a lot because my mom just took it out of the pot. So they're steaming.
I cannot say the potatoes are steaming a lot because my mom just took it out of the pot. Just took it out of the pot. What is it? Potatoes. We cannot say it referring to potatoes. We have to say them. So I can say the potatoes are steaming a lot because my mom just took them out of the pot. I cannot use it here. It doesn't work. You cannot use it when referring to a plural noun. You have to say them. So again, the potatoes are steaming a lot because my mom just took them out of the pot. Let's practice. Why are the potatoes steaming a lot? Did they just take them out of the pot? That's right, the potatoes are steaming a lot because they just took them out of the pot. This is also not correct.
Okay, so these are the pierogies. These pierogies are frozen pierogies that we bought at the store. But here you can see this is what a pierogi looks like, kind of. This one is frozen. So this is one of the only meals we don't make ourselves from scratch. So if anyone watching is from Ukraine, let me know in the comments.
This is one of the only meals we don't make ourselves from scratch? First, he's not talking about the meal. The meal is Thanksgiving. This is a dish. So it would be, this is one of the only dishes we don't make ourselves from scratch? If you say from scratch, you don't have to say ourselves. It's redundant. This is one of the only dishes we don't make from scratch. Not we don't make ourselves from scratch, just we don't make from scratch. So example, this is one of the only dishes that they don't make from scratch. Let's practice. Is this one of the only dishes they don't make from scratch? That's right. This is one of the only dishes they don't make from scratch. That's right, they get it from a package. They don't make it from scratch in their kitchen. They get it out of a package. This is also not correct.
You want to do that?
And now more cream.
Yeah, just maybe half of that container.
How long do we have to let this cook?
That's going to cook for about 2.5 hours.
Half of that container? 2.5 hours? We do not pronounce the word half. Not in the United States and not in Canada. We don't say half. The word is pronounced half. Use the ah sound like black cat. And remember, the L is silent. So not half, but half. Half of that container, or 2.5 hours, is correct. Not half. Half. Example, 30 minutes is half an hour. Do you have to say half of an hour? No, you don't have to. You can if you want, but you don't have to. You can say half an hour. 30 minutes is half an hour. Not half an hour, but half an hour. Let's practice. Is 30 minutes half an hour? That's right, 30 minutes is half an hour. Thanks for watching and keep watching for more. First, we don't say this. You cannot say, how do you name it? And we can't say, what do you name it? When we talk about the name of something, we do not ask these questions. The verb name is used differently. We use the verb name when you talk about the moment that you give something or somebody a name. Example, I have a son, and we named our son Benji. Talking about the moment we gave him the name. Or I have a dog, and I named my dog Coco. Talking about the moment I gave the dog a name. That's the verb name. Example, this is the royal family, and the queen named her son Charles. So name in the past, named. The queen named her son Charles. Let's practice. What did the queen name her son? That's right, she named her son Charles. So we see the question is with did, because you're talking about a moment in the past. Not do, but did. What did she name her son? It was a long time ago, when he was born. Example, Charles and Diana named their first son William. Let's practice. What did they name their first son? That's right, they named their first son William. And they named their second son Harry. Let's practice. What did they name their second son? That's right, they named their second son Harry. That's how we use the verb name, talking about giving names to people or animals in the past. So what do you say if you're talking about the name of something? We cannot say, how do you name it or what do you name it? We use the verb call. But do I say, what do you call it or how do you call it? Keep watching to find out which is correct and to practice more. First, this is not correct.
This slushie and this popcorn is delicious. Talking about popcorn, how do you guys call popcorn in your country?
It's not correct to say, how do you guys call popcorn? And this is also not correct.
Oh yeah, they can even proofread your essay. How's the app called? I want to check it out. Hi, native. Oh, wow.
It's not correct to say, how's the app called? As you can see, this is a very common mistake made by non-native speakers. So how do we say it correctly? Well, if you want to know the name of something, it's not correct to say, how do you call it? We have to use the question word what. We have to say, what do you call it? We cannot use the question word how in this case.
What do you call that?
What do you call that?
What do you call it?
Done?
What do you call it? That hat, what do you call it?
What do you call it when the assassins accuse the assassin?
I'm trying to, what do you call it?
What do you call it? A fixation, psychosis? Have you thought of that?
What do you call that, a goose?
She gave it all up to live with a bunch of women and, what do you call it? A sorority. What do you call it, then? A success?
The fact that you're here and doing as well as you're doing gives me, what do you call it, a motivation, to stay alive.
So let's look at the question and the answer. The question is, what do you call it? Or I can use passive voice and say, what is it called? I can also make the contraction, what's, and say, what's it called?
Oh, this one's good. What's it called again?
What's it called again?
What is it called? They even got a whole... what is it called?
So that marbles thing that you were so very smart about, what is it called again?
What is it called? The cross-country classic?
Rita, please continue your restoration using Norman's, what is it called again?
What's it called again? Shake Shack?
When you answer this question, we have to answer with passive voice. It's called.
Exactly. It's called Phrasal jumping.
It's delicious. It's called a Malaga cooler.
It's called a gravity drive.
It's called the knockout mechanism.
It's called the masses.
It's called a sandwalk.
Yes, they do, and horses and pigs and goats and sheep. It's called animal husbandry.
It's called a rock blanket.
Or if I have something in my hand, I say this. What do you call this? Or I could use passive voice and say, what is this called? And the answer? It's called a plush toy. This is called a plush toy. Let's practice. What do you call this? That's right. This is called a plush toy. Now let's practice the question. Ask me the question. Very good. This is called a plush toy. What if you have two? For example, scissors. Question. What do you call these? These are called scissors. Or I can ask the question, what are these called? Or what are they called? They are called scissors. Let's practice. What are these called? That's right. These are called scissors. Now ask me the question. They're called scissors. Very good. So when can we use the question word how? We can use how with questions like, how do you pronounce? How do you say? And how do you spell? With these verbs, we use the question word how.
How do you pronounce that one? How do you pronounce your name?
How do you pronounce this?
And we were curious. How do you pronounce it?
Now, how do you pronounce your name?
Example, how do you pronounce your last name? I answer, it's pronounced Liddell. Let's practice. How do you pronounce your last name? Very good. And with the question, how do you spell your last name? I answer, it's spelled Liddell.
Hey, Ann, how do you spell freckles?
How do you spell zucchini?
So how you spell all these words anyway?
How do you spell buter, by the way?
Peace. How do you spell that?
Okay, and how do you spell that?
T-R-O-Y.
Hey, Josie, how do you spell ugly?
How do you spell that?
Yes.
How do you spell that?
Let's practice. How do you spell your last name? Very good. Let's practice with how do you say.
I'm not so young anymore, and how do you say a little incontinent?
How do you say no? Oh my gosh.
I know. How do you say that in Espanol?
How do you say that in French?
How do you say that you're a loving person? With this on my face, you know?
How do you say that?
How do you say this in your native language? Very good. Let's also look at the difference between a direct question and an indirect question. If I say, what do you call it? That's a direct question. But if I say, do you know? I have to change the structure. Do you know what it's called? I cannot say, do you know what is it called? I cannot use a question structure. I have to use a positive structure after do you know. Do you know what it's called?
I know what it's called.
I don't know what it's called.
You know what it's called?
What?
New tweeter ends.
Oh, I know what it's called, but you can't do this.
I know what it's called.
Let's practice. Do you know what it's called? That's right. I know what it's called. Ask me the question. Yes, I know what it's called. It's called a plush toy. Very good. Now let's practice the negative answer. Do you know what it's called? I don't know what it's called. Do you know what it's called? That's right. I don't know what it's called either. Very good. Keep watching to learn to avoid another common mistake with the verb call. Today we're talking about an important mistake to avoid, using the verb call. I can say, what do they call him? They call him a troublemaker. But I cannot say, how do they call him? When using call, you make the question with what. What do they call him? And also, when you use call, don't use like. They call him like that. No like when you use the verb call. So, I say, why do they call him that? Not, why do they call him like that? Why do they call him that? They call him that because he causes problems. They call him a troublemaker because he causes problems. So again, with the verb call, do not use like. You cannot say, they call him like that. You say, they call him that. Question, why do they call him that? They call him that because he causes problems. He makes trouble. That's why they call him that. Let's practice. What do they call him? That's right, they call him a troublemaker. Why do they call him that? That's right, they call him that because he causes problems. He makes trouble. That's why they call him that. So remember, when using call, use the question word what, never how, And don't put the action call with like. You cannot use the two words together, call and like. You can say speak like that and talk like that, but you cannot say call him like that. It's call him that. A common mistake I've heard from my students is this: the way how I like it. Example, they cook the food the way how I like it is not correct. We cannot put the way and how together. We have to eliminate one. So you can say they cook the food the way I like it, or you can say they cook the food how I like it. But you cannot say they cook the food the way how I like it together. You cannot use the way and how together because they mean basically the same thing. For emphasis, you can use exactly or just. Example, they cook it just the way I like it. Let's practice. Do they cook the food just the way you like it? That's right, they cook it just the way I like it. Example, she's a good cook, so I can say I like the way she cooks. Or I can say I like how she cooks. But I cannot say I like the way how she cooks. I cannot use the way and how together. I have to eliminate one. So I say, I like the way she cooks. Let's practice. Do you like the way she cooks? Very good. I like the way she cooks too. So remember, you cannot say the way how. You cannot say the way how I like it. You cannot use the way and how together. You have to eliminate one and use just one. The way or how. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.